Well, the 1111 portal of the 111 portal, the 2nd of November. What an amazing energy. What an amazing energy. After the full moon, the eclipses, the sowing, oh my gosh, New Year is here. And we feel it all in the energy. All things will be manifested right away. And when I was meditating yesterday evening, it was really amazing to see how the divine masculine stays in his center, stays in his truth, um, and it was about coming together, but in a different way, coming together in a different way. So not being, not the romance um, the romance, the the passion, the love is there. You can feel that, but it's totally different. It's not there he is. It's not the love bombing. It's not the energy of um, I want to seduce you. I'm coming from this space of um, lust and passion. It's coming from a heart space, and how beautiful is that? So it was also about I'm okay on my own. Um, and that was exactly the same as the divine feminine, because when I channeled the divine feminine, it was, you know, um, I'm perfectly fine on my own. I'm not choosing anything else that is not right for me. I'm staying on my own. It's better to be on my own than being with somebody that mm, that's not fulfilling my needs. So um, that's the difference between the feminine and the masculine energy. The masculine can settle, but the feminine doesn't settle. The feminine is really in that space of, I'd rather be alone than with somebody that doesn't fulfill my needs and doesn't fill my heart space. So that's what is happening with the divine feminine and the divine masculine at the moment. But I saw divine feminine very powerful on her own. Divine masculine is learning this, to be powerful in his own energy, that he doesn't need anyone else than the divine feminine, and then his own space. Divine masculine is still teaching and learning um, and going through it. He's still adapting, I hear. Okay, thank you guys. So let's see what the cards have to say for the divine masculine's mind space. So what's going on in the divine masculine's mind space? One card, please. Thank you. It's for the divine masculine mind space. I'm a multidimensional being, multidimensional being. He wants to go to that multidimensional space. He knows that he is this multidimensional, multitasking, I hear, um, being. No, it's about, he knows he's a multi-dimensional being, and that he's living in multi-dimensional spaces at the same time, that he is living in different timelines and dimensions. So and it's all here in the now. He knows it's all around him. He starts to learn, and he starts to um, feel into it, like how is that possible, how can I make that shift, how is it for me, um, how to step in that other space. I want to go to that other space, but I don't know how to do that yet. So he is still learning that kind of energy, how to step into it. And I see I see now the S of Superman, the S of Superman, that he wants to be that Superman for his divine feminine. Um, when I see them in the realm, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the divine masculine wants to reach the divine feminine, and he needs to make more steps into that direction. He's already stepping out of the ego, but it even needs another inch. I hear it needs another inch, another to let go of the ego, because he's operating from an from the heart space more and more. So he's coming more in that authenticity for himself. Um, yeah, and I hear he is learning or teaching himself how to operate in that other world. But he's also scared of that other world. That's what I hear. He's also scared of that other world. He's comfortable in the place where he's at. I hear in that mind space, I'm comfortable. In that mind space, um, yeah, that's familiar for me. So um, I, I, I want to explore that other world, but don't know how to do that. Okay. So, but he is aware that he's, no, it's not multitasking. It's multidimensional being. So what's in the heart space of the divine masculine? One card, please. Yes, thanks. Know yourself. In his heart space, he taught himself um, how to be himself, how to be authentic, in his authenticity, listening to his fire, listening to what is hmm, what is going on in his life. Is this what I want? Is this what I need? Is this um, the direction I want to go? And then he is referring to his divine feminine because he sees that the divine feminine stays in her authenticity, that she is listening to him, what he has to say, but still staying in her energy. You know, she can jump timelines um, from from the fourth dimensional realm, fifth dimensional realm to the third dimensional realm. So she is shifting up and down, you know, to see where the divine masculine is, but still able to stay in that high vibrational fifth dimensional energy. You know, she is still in that safe container, in that safe space of her own. And he's seeing that. He's seeing that she's staying there, and he is thinking, I want to go there. I want to do that too. But knowing himself, um, knowing himself, uh, he's not comfortable there. So when he's not comfortable there, he it's rather not easy for him to make that step. And that's still in the third dimensional realm. In the fifth dimensional realm, they're just equal. There is no time space between it. You know, maybe they're in separation. Maybe they are moved away from each other, but when they moved away from each other, they're very powerful and very unbeatable. I hear in their own space. When they're together, they're powerful, but when they in separation, they're unbeatable. You know, you can't beat the divine feminine on her turf, and you can't beat the divine masculine on his side. You know, so it's really interesting how that works. So they're both very powerful beings, only on different angles, and that's amazing because not all, not everybody is the same. Divine masculine is not the same as the divine feminine. So if he is stepping in a multidimensional energy, he will react totally different than the feminine does. Because the feminine use all the elements, and she use all the beings to work with, and the masculine is just seeing, walking around like, oh, what's the difference? Right? So that's really um, beautiful to see um, when he's in that realm. Okay. How does he see the divine feminine? That she's wide awake and that she's awakened, that she knows all about energies, all about spirituality, and that she is total awake, more awake. they, I hear, they thought she was naive um, because she doesn't want to interact with the third dimensional realm, but she gets all the information from a higher source, even before that the things happening in the third dimensional realm. She already knows what's going on, what will happen, what the future holds, where they can be at the best, you know. And he knows that she's awakened, that she is and aware. He will not tell her, I, that's interesting because my guides say, he's not going to tell her what to do because she knows already in front of it that he thought that thought. You know, that's really amazing. So she is very in tune with the divine masculine. She feels him and she sees him for who he is. So, what's going on in the divine feminine's mind space? Yeah, I hear divine feminine is very proud of the divine masculine doing his thing. Um, oh my gosh, that's exactly the same energy, essence and energies in her mind space. So she's only, you know, with that energy. Um, and it's really beautiful what I see with the divine feminine and the divine masculine doing their own thing on their own, not attached uh, towards each other. They are not in that space of um, I'm dependent on you. No, it's um, from a softer space. I hear it's from a space of knowing each other's power, knowing what each other can do. That divine feminine, if you say, for instance, um, I see no reaction on things from the divine feminine, what the divine masculine is saying, because she knows her worth, she knows what she can do, she knows what she can't do, she knows exactly what to say, she knows which energy she has to uh, put in, and that's not coming from a space of manipulation, that is coming from a space of authenticity and knowing herself, that she came from a space um, of holding herself in the realm. Oh my gosh, my whole van is shaking because there's a storm coming up. Um, yeah, so it's really interesting. So that can create some chaos, you know, in the emotions of the divine masculine and feminine. Um, but still holding that space. Um, she is moving with the energy. She's moving with this vibration, and if there's a conversation about the third dimensional realm, she can shift in the third dimensional realm. If there's a space that she have to shift between dimensions, but she still stays in the higher frequency. Nobody can shake her out of that, you know. So that's really beautiful, and that is what the divine masculine sees from divine feminine. Um, about the he thought she was naive, but uh, he said no, she's not naive anymore. She knows a lot, and she just doesn't want to speak her mind because um, she taught wisdom listens and knowledge speaks, and the masculine is coming from knowledge, and the divine feminine has both, but is not able, not is not able, but doesn't speak. You know, she is just holding her space, and that's very beautiful what I see. What is in the heart space of the divine feminine? One card, please. What's in the heart space of the divine feminine? Thank you. Integration. Beautiful. Integration. Um, Integration of new energies, integration of higher frequencies, integration of uh, sp- spirits from other dimensions. So she's integrating the star beings energies, but also she is uploading herself with crystals, with energies that all are already in her possession. Um, I lost, I think two readings ago, I heard, only buy your crystals from um, safe companies. And with that means don't buy it from America, don't buy it from um, China, as there is a mass production there. So just buy your crystals that you know it's from a good quality, that it's not, you know, um, it's not a mass production, because when we going through the mass production, they are clearing and taking so much out of Mother Earth that it's not sustainable for Mother Earth, and we have to offer and give back, our crystals to Mother Earth. So that's what we can do. And because we still are climbing and we still are moving, and now with what everything what's happening at the moment in the world, don't buy the cheapest crystals. But if you buy crystal, buy a crystal from a high quality, um, and that is just rare. We have a lot of Lemurian stones, and everybody is making Lemurian stones. Don't buy them. A quartz crystal. If you're a healer and you want to work with a Lemurian crystal, um, it's just a higher vibration. But if your vibration is high, you can do just as good with a clear quartz. You don't need all the new high vibrational um, crystals, because it's just a name. They give it a name to make it more attractive for the people that are in a higher vibration. But there are new crystals that are also powerful, but you can, and they're rare. So you know pay for exclusive exclusive uh pay for exclusive crystals, not for the mass. And that's what they say now for a while now. Divine masculine and feminine, and what I see in the divine feminine, in her heart space, she's free. She opens her heart space and she stays in her heart space, um, to be free. And you rather wait for your twin flame than you choose someone that is totally not right for you. We're not it's not that you, okay, it's not that you can manipulate yourself into a relationship, because eventually it will go wrong. And what I see with with a lot of people at the moment, um, that they think they are right for a relationship, but they're not. What does the divine masculine see, or divine feminine see with the divine masculine Lemurian egg? That he is in his Lemurian egg, that he is in this cocoon of light and protection. So she sees that he is protecting himself, um, and taking care of himself, and that he is coming from the heart space, because that heart is glowing. If you look at it, you know the heart is glowing here. It's popping out. And it's interesting, because when I look to the masculine in the 5-dimensional realm, he is so gorgeous. He has such a beautiful heart. And it's like, and I hear the divine feminine always saw his heart space. She always saw how beautiful his heart is. And even if you're in separation with your divine masculine, that heart space doesn't change. Even if he is with another woman, or even if he is in another space, or he's in a third party, that he isn't able, to reach you, you know, that his heart, he has a heart of gold. This. And when she, divine feminine, there's no doubt in her mind that that heart was always pure. Um, and it still is. So even if he is not with you, if you're in separation with your divine masculine, know that you always will love that heart, that you always will love his soul, because in one time you were together, you were one. And because of circumstances in the 3rd-dimensional realm, that is split, it is here. I don't know what you mean, Maria. So when it's in the separation of the 3rd-dimensional realm, that's what the 3rd-dimensional realm does. They want to separate people, they want to control people, because when you're easier to control on your own than than together, because together you can be powerful, you can be strong, and you can fight those energies. But if you are in the 5th-dimensional realm, it's another deal, because then you're free at all. You're totally free. And now in that 5-dimensional realm, when two people grow and they start to move to a higher frequency, and they both want to do that in that higher frequency, they can find each other back again. And when that happens, then it's for most of the time, it's for the lifetime, because they know their souls are together. And that's really, really, really beautiful what's going on. Well, Maria, if you don't like my readings, please log out and go to another reader, because I'm not waiting for your comments here. You know, I'm not offending you or offending anyone else. It's how you perceive things in your mind. So if you can't handle the things I tell you, log out and move on. So this reading is not for you. So all the things that are happening in that fifth dimensional realm is from a higher frequency. So it's always for the divine feminine, shine your light. And when you shine your light, there are always people that want to try to get your well of dreams into another space. So when you're dreaming and you're in a dream time, divine feminine, you can manifest everything what you want, because the light will come in on every level, and that will support you. Your well of dreams will support you. And shine your light is the love of the Kuan Yin energy. Kuan Yin is the feminine energy of the Divine Mother. You know, the Divine Mother, the Divine Lover, the Divine Protectress of mother and child. So that will support the Divine Feminine. And being in her light and being in her love space, you know, then there is so much more happening in that energy. Doesn't mean that that you're a target, like this lady is trying to target you. And that's from the lower frequency. That's not from a heart space. It's not from a higher source. So that's probably not that that this frequency is for her. And good morning, Dawn. So really beautiful. So Kuan Yin is protecting the divine feminine, is with the divine feminine, and is seeing things from a different space. So, and your light is your life force. Your light is where you come from. Your light is where you are creating creating all possibilities. Because when the divine masculine is in his authenticity and he knows himself, he knows also the divine feminine. And when they are coming, you know, reaching each other in the fifth dimensional realm, and they are together there, and they want to stay in that realm, you know, they are manifesting everything, manifesting whatever they want. And I see the divine masculine and divine feminine are in the fifth dimensional realm reaching out for each other to be in union. And it doesn't mean it will be in union in the third dimensional realm. No, it doesn't. You know, if you love that heart space, and doesn't matter where the divine masculine is, you know, in the third dimensional realm, in the fifth dimensional realm, or in between, you know, in that transitioning, he will always have that beautiful heart. He will, doesn't matter with who he is or where he is, you know, he will always hold that heart. And the divine feminine will always unconditionally love him, no matter what, because they're one. In essence, their souls are one. Thank you, Dawn. Um, yeah, and then divine love, the depths of love. And it could be that there will be a conversation between the divine masculine and the divine feminine about this divine love. You know, that will support the divine masculine. The divine masculine has the divine love for his divine feminine, no matter where she goes, no matter where she is, you know, that love will always be there. And in that space, no matter, even if your divine masculine um, hasn't jumped yet, you know, even if he is in still in the space, you know, in on wherever he is in his space, he will always have this divine love for his feminine. And doesn't mean that, just like the divine feminine, that he can't love other people. You know, that's it's not about the third dimensional realm thinking. You know, it's about he can love everybody. She can, and divine feminine can love everybody. So I still have to get my water. I needed that. I needed my water. Yeah. So, and they diving deep in that ocean of love, in exploring, in seeing in that realm, you know, and it will support the divine masculine. If the divine masculine wants to know more about the divine feminine, about her feelings, about what she is doing, or in which realm she is, or um, if she still loves him, he just needs to ask. And if he doesn't ask, you know, he already knows, because they're on the same vibration. And those stars, you know, they're both coming from those stars, you know. And it's so beautiful, like the dolphins, you know, jumping out of the water and relaxing in the water, watching their stars, you know, because they know that from Lemurian timelines, they were already one. They were already, you know, knowing in that time that they were coming from the stars, and that they're not coming from the past, but that they're coming from the future. And that's a totally different um, kind of energy. It's a devotion, it's a love, it's a connection you can't cut. You know, in the third dimensional realm, we cut a lot of cords when we are disconnecting with our beloveds. With a twin flame energy, you can't cut the cords. It's almost impossible to cut the cords, because they're always connected. It's a soul connection. It's deeper than a soul connection. So the cords, you can cut the cords and say, okay, I cut the cords and I'm moving on. With twin flames, it's not possible, because they're always coming back together. And doesn't matter in what kind of timeline it is. It could be that they're not even coming together in this timeline, you know, in this time, and that it comes that they have to skip this time, have to learn a lot and come back in another realm, in another dimension, in another year, in another eon. That's all possible, but they're always finding their way back together. And if you know that you had multiple time lives with your twin flame or with your partner, then and it's not just the first life together, then going to a totally different different, you know, realm. You know, it doesn't matter where you are, in which realm you are. It just matters that the connection is there. And it doesn't be, that's why in the beginning they said, you know, both they're powerful, but in separation, they're unbeatable. And that's the whole thing. That's where it all goes about. You know, it's all about that. It's all about, you know, being able to sustain your own energy and waiting for that twin flame to come together again. And that's the most beautiful thing. Don't wait for it, for divine masculine and or for divine feminine. Don't wait for it, because everything is happening in the now, and when it's happening in the now, it's all fine, and it's just working on different levels of dimensions and timelines. And if we are starting to wait for it, um, we are distracting ourselves. We are holding ourselves back, and you get yourself stuck. You know, just move on with everything you do. You move on, and when you have that knowledge, it's so much easier to let go, because you know that there will be that energy. You know, let it go. You know it will be there eventually, because you're already communicating in the fifth dimensional realm, um, that you say we will come back together again. It's a contract you made together. And the most beautiful part is a 3D contract you can cut. You know, you can rip up the contract. You can say, okay, no more, not anymore. This time is done. In this dimension we are done. And when you're going to a higher frequency, you you can't cut that contract, because it's a spiritual contract. You know, it, because those, you're one. It's not two separate people. You're one. And some people just forget that, because they're still in that 3D mindset, and that's not possible. Okay. um so I hope you all do well today. Have a beautiful day, because it's the 111 portal. And when we're on that 111 portal, it's so powerful, because everything, and it was already powerful for the last couple of weeks when we started. And that's, I think it's the most beautiful month also, because it's Scorpio month, right? And when we are in the Scorpio month, um, you're also going within it. You're going in the within within yourself, transforming things into that depth energy, and working on yourself. And working on yourself is also healing. Not only healing yourself, but you're healing the whole collective when you're operating from that frequency of the fifth dimensional realm. And it, you know, some people said, oh, well, that's just an imaginary realm, you know, we living here. Guess what? So above, so below, so within, so without. We are just this little piece of the whole existence. And if you go into different realms and see different things and hear different things, um, that is truth from source, you're not doubting anymore. You will never doubt anymore. But then the healing starts. Then the journey starts. And that's the journey for the divine masculine and the divine feminine on this twin flame um, path you're walking. And yeah, some people are more comfortable in the 3D and some people are more comfortable in the 5D. Okay. And I know where I want to be. And when I stay in my realm, in the here and the now, but still in my realm, I know everything will be okay. And I hope the same for you. But you can't escape healing because we're still in an earthly body. We can't escape that. So the more we work on ourselves, the more we work with source, the more we work with each other, the more we love each other. No problem. No problem, because everything will go in flow. Okay, message from the universe. Divine feminine and divine masculine. You're both earth angels. You're both want the best for everyone around you. You just want the best for the people around you, for yourself, for your partners, for your family. You do everything for them. You do everything for people around you, and that's coming from the heart space. And you know exactly to who to give. And um, you make no mistakes in that. And when you're coming from the heart space, you can't make any mistakes. You just moving forward and flowing, and your heart always you know knows it best. It works best in balance with the mind. Because if you're just coming from the heart space, and I know love will always win, love will overcome everything. And I knew this when I was a child already. When other people were horrible to me or didn't understand me, I stayed, I still gave them my sympathy and my love. And I knew that if I stay in my own authenticity of my heart space, that eventually things will change. Because when people coming from aggression, you know, they do it with their mind. They do it with logic. And what logic also do is giving grief, is giving pain, is giving sorrow, is giving remorse, is giving guilt. And if you stay in that heart frequency, you don't be connected to that. You, you separate those two. You can work with them together on a different level. You work with them in the fifth dimensional realm, you know and that's the most beautiful thing that there is, because you can come from the heart space, but you can also use your logic in it. And then when those two combine together, there is balance. And sometimes you have to learn the hard way, um, not to trust people. But if you pour love over trust, because it also has to do, if you don't trust somebody else, you don't trust yourself. So if you are in that space of, you know, pouring your love over that trust, and you know that you are trustworthy, that you are working with energies, that you're coming from a loving space, and that everybody makes mistakes. You know, even I, in the third dimensional realm, I still make mistakes. You know, in the fifth dimensional realm, there are no mistakes because you're going with flow. You know, and that's it. And that's what we, our highest good is to forgive people, you know, that where they are at. You know, they're probably, they do. That's what I always say. They do as good as they can from their level of functioning. And if that's the case, and they don't understand things, you know, just send them love. That's all you can do. Well, this was it for this week, for the divine masculine and the divine feminine, your earth angels. You're moving into depth of love. You're both powerful together, and you're unbeatables in separation. It's You're both multidimensional beings. You're awake, and you're working with all energies. Kuan Yin will give you to shine your light, is with you to protect your family and your children and your beloveds. So even your animals are protected. So there is no worries here on this plane, and divine masculine, stay in your heart space. Okay, all the love, all the blessings. If you want your own personal twin flame reading to see where your twin flame is at, in maybe you're in separation. If I do a twin flame coaching with you in 60 minutes, I have you back in union, and it's all connected with energy work. So let me know if you're interested in a twin flame coaching or a twin flame reading, and if not, use this portal to do the best and to manifest everything what you want, because it's a new year, new beginnings, it's a new start. All the blessings. Bye bye.